Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down the sales playbook every single B2B founder needs to level up their game. How to go from being trapped to closing deals like an absolute pro.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Why do so many early B2B founders get stuck? I mean, you see it constantly, right? Great idea, super talented team, but the revenue? It's just not there. Let's figure out why.
Well, here's the thing. Something like 90% of them fall into this trap that's actually pretty easy to avoid. It feels like you're making progress, You get that big shiny logo on your website, but really, it's a total dead end. And it's burning through the one thing you can't get back, your time. Okay, let's talk about level 1, the design partnership trap. You have to understand this part if you want to get any real sales momentum going.
So this is where the dream meets reality. And they're not the same thing. You're expecting this amazing co-design process, right? But what actually happens? You basically become an unpaid dev shop. You're building custom features for just one company on a project that just kind of wanders around. And yeah, you're not getting paid for any of it.
And these partnerships, they almost always go wrong in the same ways. I mean, think about it. Without any money on the line, the customer just isn't invested. They have their own fires to put out. So engagement plummets, the scope just keeps growing and growing, and you're too nervous to ask for money because you're terrified of losing that fancy logo. So how do you get out of this trap? It actually starts with a really simple question. You ask your user, what's the part of your job you absolutely hate the most? So you're not trying to solve all their problems at once. You're looking for that one single high-pain problem, the thing that, if they had a magic wand, they'd make disappear. That's your way in. And this leads to the solution, what we call a wedge product. The idea here is simple. Instead of building this giant, complicated platform, you build a tiny, super-focused tool. I'm talking maybe in just 48 hours. Forget about competing with the big guys on features. Your only job is to do one small thing, perfectly. The thing that solves that one burning problem.
Okay, so once you've built that wedge and you have one customer who loves it and, crucially, is willing to pay for it, your job changes. Your mission is not to add more features for that one customer. No, your entire focus now is validation. Can you find 10 more customers just like them who have the exact same pain and are willing to pay for your tiny solution?
All right, so that leads us right into level 2, mastering trials and pilots. You've escaped the trap, you've got your wedge, but this next stage, it has a whole new set of rules you need to follow. The key to making any trial or pilot work is defining what we call the value equation upfront. And this is so important. It's not about your product's features. It's about the cold, hard cash value it delivers. You have to sit down with the customer and agree in black and white what success looks like in dollars and cents before you write a single line of code for the pilot.
So let's say you can prove that if they spend $200,000 on your software, they're going to save $1 million a year in salary costs. That's a huge return on investment. When you can walk into a CFO's office with a spreadsheet that shows that kind of clear ROI, the conversation changes completely. It becomes a no-brainer.
But here's the catch. Even with a perfect value equation, if you offer a free pilot, you're right back where you started. You run into the exact same problem as the design partnership: low commitment. If they have no skin in the game, your pilot will never be their priority. It'll just fizzle out. So what do? You have to insist on a paid pilot. It completely changes the dynamic. It forces them to take it seriously. And we're not talking a massive contract here. Ask for something small, like 10 grand, something they can just swipe on a credit card and avoid months of paperwork. Then you keep the pilot super short, like 7 to 14 days, just enough time for that aha moment. And the most important part, you book the final post-pilot meeting before the pilot even starts. And all of this really boils down to one single metric that you should be absolutely obsessed with: time to first value. How fast can you get that customer to see the benefit? And this means you have to be willing to do things that don't scale. Seriously, do the janky stuff. Forget that beautiful API integration that's going to take 3 months. If you can get them to email you an Excel file and you manually upload it to get them that aha moment in 1 day, you do that. Speed is everything here.
Okay, so paid pilots are good. They're a huge step up, but they have one big flaw. You basically have to sell to the customer twice, first for the pilot, then for the real contract. So, welcome to level 3, the pro move. This is where we get rid of that second sale entirely.
Okay, this right here is the game changer. It's a total magic trick. Instead of a separate pilot agreement, you go straight for the full contract. An annual contract, a recurring contract, whatever it is.
You sign it right up front. The only catch? It has a 30-day opt-out period or a money-back guarantee baked right in. So if they love it, they do nothing and the contract just rolls on. Boom. No second sales process, no renegotiation.
And the way you position this is crucial. You have to be confident. You walk into that meeting and you say, this is just how we do business. We do annual contracts with a 30-day opt-out. In fact, customer X, Y, and Z all signed this exact same way. That creates instant social proof, it makes it feel normal, standard, and it removes all the friction.
All right, so you've got the structure down. Now it's all about speed and execution. Let's do a quick bonus round. 5 rapid-fire tips to help you seal the deal faster and dodge those last-minute bullets.
Okay, listen up, because these are super tactical, but absolutely critical. First, that security certification, SOC 2, start it today. I'm not kidding. It can take months, and it will block a deal later. Second, find your champion inside the company and make them your best friend. They're your co-founder on the inside, selling when you're not there. Third, map out their buying process, and then you drive it. Don't wait for them. And finally, legal red lines. Don't get stuck in the weeds here. Unless a clause is what I'd call company ending, like giving away your IP, just be flexible and get it signed. Oh, and one more thing. Use a little scarcity. We only have room for 2 more customers this quarter. It works.
And look, if you take away only one thing, let it be this. At this early stage, you are not selling software. You're not. You are selling a promise. You are selling the fact that you, the founder, will solve their problem. They are betting on you and your team. The fact that they have your cell number and know you'll pick up at 2 a.m., that's your single biggest asset. Don't ever forget that.
So let's wrap this up with a question for you. Take a hard, honest look at your startup right now. Where are you on this ladder? Are you stuck in that level 1 design partnership trap? Are you running free pilots that just go nowhere? Figure out which stage you're in, and then identify the single next step you need to take to level up. That's your only job right now.